Certainly, the story of a Spartacus. The gladiator who led the most famous slave revolt in Roman history is one of defiance, courage, and tragedy. While much of his life remains shrouded in legend, historians like Plutarch, Appian, and Florus provide key accounts of his rebellion. Below is the most accurate reconstruction of his story based on available sources. In Mo, The Early Life of Spartacus, c. 111-73 BCE. Origins. Spartacus was likely born in Thrace, modern-day Bulgaria or Greece, around 111 BCE. Some sources suggest he was a nomadic tribesman or a former auxiliary soldier in the Roman army who deserted and was later enslaved. Enslavement. Captured by Roman forces, he was sold into slavery and trained as a embodied gladiator at a ludus gladiator school in Capua, owned by Lentulus Batiatus. Gladiatorial life. As a myrmidon, a heavily armed fighter, Spartacus endured brutal training. Roman slavery was harsh, and gladiators, though sometimes admired, lived short, violent lives. Trucker. The slave revolt begins, 73 BCE. The escape. In 73 BCE, Spartacus and about 1,200 fellow gladiators plotted a revolt using kitchen knives as weapons. They overpowered guards and escaped to Mount Vesuvius, where they raided nearby estates, freeing more slaves. Growing army. Thousands of enslaved men, women, and even some free poor Romans joined Spartacus. His forces swelled to 70,000 plus rebels at their peak. Leadership. Spartacus was not alone. He was aided by Crixus, a Gaul, and Onomas, another gladiator, though internal divisions later weakened the rebellion. Sogrsant, the war against Rome, 73-71 BCE. Early victories. Defeating Roman militia. Local forces under Praetor Gaius Claudius Glaber tried to besiege the rebels on Vesuvius, but Spartacus's men climbed down cliffs using vines, ambushed the Romans, and won. More successes. Another Roman force under Praetor Publius Varinius was defeated, and Spartacus's army seized weapons and supplies. Rome's growing fear. The Senate, initially dismissive, grew alarmed after multiple defeats. They sent consuls Lucius Gellius Publicola and Gnaeus Cornelius Lentulus Clodianus here in 72 BCE, but Spartacus defeated them too. Split in the rebellion. Crixus broke off with a faction of Gauls and Germans but was crushed by the Romans at Rimido Mount Garganus. Spartacus honored his fallen comrade by forcing Roman prisoners to fight in a mock gladiatorial funeral. Crassus takes command, 71 BCE. Marcus Licinius Crassus. Rome's richest man took charge with 6 new legions. He reinstated decimation, killing every 10th man, to discipline his troops. Spartacus's dilemma. Some sources say Spartacus tried to flee to Gaul or Sicily, but pirates betrayed him, or his army refused to leave Italy. The final battle. Trapped in Lucania, Spartacus turned to face Crassus. In a desperate last stand, he killed his horse and to fight on foot, declaring, "If I win, I'll have many fine horses. If I lose, I won't need one." He died in battle, his body never found. Aftermath and legacy. Crucifixions. Crassus crucified by 6,000 rebels along the Appian Way as a warning. Pompey's role. Pompey the Great mopped up fleeing rebels claiming credit, which fueled his rivalry with Crassus. Impact. Though the revolt failed, Spartacus became a symbol of resistance. Karl Marx and others later idolized him as a champion of the oppressed. Modern influence. His story inspired books, films like Kubrick's Spartacus, and revolutions worldwide. Debates and mysteries. Goals. Did Spartacus want freedom or to overthrow Rome? Most historians believe he simply sought escape. Final fate. Some legends claim he survived, but no evidence supports this. Historical bias. Roman sources portray him as both a villain and a noble foe, reflecting their fear of slave uprisings. Conclusion. Spartacus's rebellion shook Rome to its core, proving that even the mightiest empire could be challenged. Though crushed, his legend endures as a timeless tale of defiance against oppression. Would you like any additional details on specific battles or historical interpretations?